All right, where do we start with this one? This is gonna be fun. I enjoy this kind of stuff, and this is what this channel is all about, because why the hell not? So, $400 console, the new Xbox. It's not new. It's this gen Xbox, right? Xbox, $399. Used gaming PC on Facebook Marketplace, or your buddy's got one. It's $400. What are you doing? What are you buying? As a content creator, that's the flip side. See, there's the catch. There's the catch. As a content creator, trying to make a brand, trying to run a business, trying to live stream, trying to make content, trying to edit photos, there would be no possible way that your answer is not a $400 PC. As crazy as a $400 PC sounds, it's not terrible. Like, a used $400 PC is probably, Ryzen 5, i5 processors, maybe 1070s if you're lucky, 2070s, 2060s, maybe 2070s are a little too expensive for that, but you might be able to find a 2060. Now, this argument isn't about which games are going to perform better. It's going to be like, hey, you're trying to create content and be a live streamer, you got to get off the console and just buy a $400 PC. Is that too crazy? Like, does that seem like too much to say? Because I got a little bit of kickback on it, but not much. I feel like for the most part, the people that I'm talking to are content creators. So like, yeah, obviously I know the struggles of being on console. I wish I had a $400 PC. But I feel like when you bring the $400 PC into the conversation, it makes it like a lot more reasonable to see that it's affordable, right? So everyone has this like false narrative where like you can't stream on a PC because you don't have $2,000 to buy a PC, $100 to buy a microphone, you don't have $200 to spend on Elgato key lights, you don't have $150 to buy a stream deck, then you need a mouse and keyboard, and now you're at $5,000, and it's like, hold up, just bring it back a notch, just pedal it back a little bit. Let's start this here, right? You can probably find the used PC with a keyboard and mouse. Let's say even $450, right? It's $50 more than the Xbox. All right, whatever. It's $50 more. That is still the better buy to make your decision to go into streaming and to create content. Because like, I know a lot of people that stream on console, and it's like nothing but a headache. You're not getting like the full experience. You're not running a broadcasting server. Some people try and use Lightstream, and that's just not worth your time. That's not reliable in any sense. That's probably a terrible idea. Your stuff will never work, and you're gonna end up streaming without Lightstream anyway. So just don't even try that, because I've tried that with a bunch of people. I've helped people set them up, and it's just every other week it's like, these don't work, and it's like, yeah, I understand. So I think what I'm trying to get at is making it more realistic for people to understand, like, you can start out with something that's not gonna run super crazy, right? So like, don't buy a $500 or $400 PC from Facebook Market and then buy a 4K monitor that needs a 3090 to run the friggin' thing. Like, don't do that, because that's just not gonna work. You're gonna outperform the PC with trying to process the images onto your monitor, and then you're just not doing yourself a favor. So if you were to do it, definitely get the knowledge that's going to help you through the process. So like, if you got a question, like, shoot me a message, shoot me a DM, like, yo, I found this computer, what are these specs, do you think this will work, can I play Fortnite on this? And the answer is most likely going to be yes. Now if you said, hey, I'm going to play Monster Hunter, yeah, I wouldn't buy that, because you're going to play that thing on like 60 FPS and like no graphics. So it really depends on what you're playing. If you're going to play something that's going to be like that power consuming, then yeah, I wouldn't go with a $400 PC. But let's say you're a content creator and you know, hey, look, I'm only going to be playing Minecraft, I'm going to be playing Fortnite, I might play some Rocket League, I want to edit some videos, I want to make sure I can, make banners, I want to make sure I can run Photoshop and all that kind of stuff, then $400 will get you where you need to be. So the thing is like, I think the argument's always like game versus game, right? It's like, oh, well, PC is better than console. No, console is better than PC. And it's like, I'll give console one thing. Nothing can beat the feeling of going down, throwing your back up on the couch, grabbing that controller and hitting that little button in the middle, and then your game turns on. You got the big screen. You don't really care about refresh rates because you're only playing in 60 frames anyway, so you're just chilling, playing Call of Duty with multiplayer with your friends. That feeling is unmatched. You're not getting that sitting at a desk. You're just not. I don't care who you are. You're not getting that. That feeling is just so nostalgic. I mean, unless you're not an old school person, like I'm old as heck, so maybe kids now don't have that feeling because they're used to playing on PC, but the console aspect, they win there. I'm going to give them that all day. Now, if you're creating content, you got to go with the PC. You got to go with the PC because, like, there's no point to not go with the PC. The PC is going to have all of the stuff you need as long as you understand what you're using it for. Like I said, Monster Hunter, don't do it. You want to play Fortnite and maybe push 120 frames and you run a 1080 monitor and you can run OBS, you can get Photoshop, you can get After Effects, you can get Lightroom to edit photos, you can go online, you can do your email, you can create Google Drives, you can run a Stream Deck. Like, the advantages of your stream and what it's going to look like and how you can run it and how you can keep track of everything, you almost need a PC. And a lot of people are like, oh, there's professional streamers that are streaming on Xbox. Yes, there are. But here's the flip to that. They're running their Xbox through a capture card into a PC because they want to be able to run OBS. They want to run Streamlabs. They want to run alerts. They want to run bots. They want to run overlay. They want to do all that kind of stuff. So they're still, yeah, sure, they have an Xbox, but they had the money to buy a console and a PC. So I take that out of that's out of the equation. You have both, then you could be streaming on your PC. And then if you're super crazy, you have two PCs and then you're a psychopath. But hey, more power to you if you got that kind of money. But I do not. Even if I did, I don't know that I would go through the trouble of setting up the audio on a dual PC because it's, if you have it set up just right, then you probably don't have any problems. If you have it set up a little janky, you probably have a lot of headaches and you probably came back to a single PC stream, if we're being honest. So I just think that the argument for me is I'm picking a $400 PC over a $400 console every single day of the week to be a content creator. Because the reason that I'm so adamant about that is because my PC that I run this stream on is $425. I don't know if I should be admitting that or not because it probably takes my credibility from here to here. But the point is, if I didn't tell you, you would never know. We do live streams. We hold Fortnite tournaments. We have Discord going on. We got Photoshop open in the background. We got fucking OBS going. We got all kinds of stuff. We got Aiden Vertical up on the side. We got all kinds of stuff going on. And we run Premiere Pro. We render videos. Not that great, but it can do it. It can do it. I promise you that. All right. It does render my videos. It might take a little bit longer than a nicer PC, but I can still get the job done. And that's where it becomes like how bad do you want it? That's where I'm at. It's these people that have these excuses of why they're not doing certain things. Like, oh, I can't do that because I don't have a PC. And it's like, well, if you wanted to do it that bad, I think that you could find a way to get a $400 PC. And then there's going to be circumstances that you couldn't. But what I'm trying to get at is, if you went out and bought the PS5 3 years ago for $800, you could have bought yourself a nice PC. Again, streaming aside, if I'm not streaming and I'm not playing crazy stuff, I'm buying a console all day. This video is specifically for people that are looking to create content, that are looking to make TikToks, that are looking to clip their streams, that are looking to save their VODs for YouTube. They're looking to do, an edit on Premiere Pro and add a bunch of effects and create actual content. They want to film, record YouTube videos. They want to do this. Right now I'm filming on OBS. I got my Atom Vertical on there. I could clip a clip right now. I have this open. I got Spotify open. I got my files manager open. I got a bunch of stuff open. I'm filming this video. I got my camera running through a capture card, and $400. Again, the benefit now. Here, let's get into the upgrades, okay? You buy that $400 Xbox. You have it for like 3 or 4 years. It's working fine. It probably only has 500 gigs. You can fit like 4 or 5 games on there, and it's like, okay, it's pretty decent. I don't need more than 5 games. I'm cool. Now, that's gonna give you no problems. You're not gonna have to fix nothing. You don't have to edit anything. You don't have to add more storage. You don't have to do anything like that. But you buy the $400 PC, okay? You save up for like 6 months. Hey, I only have 500 gigs on my PC. I'm gonna go down the street and I'm gonna pick up an SSD for under $100, and I'll get a terabyte, right? Oh, cool! I got a terabyte now. Now I got 1,500 because I can run both storage devices as 2 separate disks. Sweet! Now I got 2 storage drives. Awesome. You wait another 6 months. Man, I only have 16 gigs of RAM. Well, figure out what RAM you have. Go buy 2 more sticks. Again, another under $100 upgrade. Now you have 32 gigs of RAM and 1,500 gigabytes of storage for an extra, I don't know, what are you in at? 550, 500, and maybe $600 total. And now you have a PC with 1,500 gigabytes and plenty of RAM to handle whatever. And you're like, okay, yeah, but I'm still rocking a 1070. And it's like, adapt and overcome if you really want it. Is it the perfect life scenario? Is this exactly how I want my computer to be set up? No. But it's allowing me to do everything I want to do. I even run a media business where I create social media content for other people because I enjoy this so much. So like the PC, I had to have it. And you'll play like simpler games like Minecraft that don't have a crazy power drive. And you can like run mods, you can like customize your games, you can do all kinds of cool stuff too. So that's another plus. So console is winning me on comfort, and I guess you could say maybe comfort and dependability. I would say that if you turned a console on 150 times and you turned a PC on 150 times, the Xbox would probably be more reliable. I think I could go with that. And like I said, from a comfort aspect, big screen TV, a drink on the end table, single controller, it's wireless, and you're just kicking it back and just chilling on a Friday night eating a slice of pizza. That sounds dreamy. That sounds dreamy to me, if you know, like, so. But again, like I said, this is really focused towards what this channel is going to be about, which is going to be teaching people about streaming, teaching people about content, teaching people about OBS and how to set this up and how to get your webcams looking good, how to set up a mirrorless camera, how to set up capture cards. So in my defense, for the subject at hand, the $400 PC is going to win every single time. Let's hear it. What are you picking? And are you creating content? If you're just gaming, you don't gotta say in this fight. You don't gotta say in this fight if you're just gaming. Buy your PS5 and I'll see you in the lobby. All right? I'll catch you guys on the next one.